China's rapid development inspires Sri Lanka out of predicament, Sri Lankan ambassador. This is based on an article from Global Times, a Chinese propaganda newspaper, by Lin Xiaoyi. Published August 30, 2022. Several staff members were busy preparing the ambassador's recommended Sri Lankan Ceylon black tea and coconut water for the live stream session of the upcoming 2022 China International Fair for Trade and Services, which has numerous posters pinned everywhere at the Embassy of Sri Lanka in China, including along the fence outside, commemorating significant moments in the long-standing friendship, with China's recent quick development into the second-largest economy in the world and its status as the largest source of foreign direct investment. Sri Lanka's bilateral relations with China have grown significantly. Today, we hope to exploit these relationships to further Sri Lanka's growth, Palita Koona, Sri Lanka's ambassador to China, said in an exclusive interview with the Global Times. Koona said that during the past 65 years, Sri Lanka and China have maintained close friendships and supported one another by working toward a similar development objective. Since the onset of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic, the two sides have committed to the spirit of mutual support, collaboratively fighting the epidemic. China has offered urgent humanitarian aid to Sri Lanka during its economic crisis, further solidifying the two countries' long-standing ties. The relationship between Sri Lanka and China has a long history. Most recently, thanks to the Rubber Rice Pact, Sri Lanka and China have been trustworthy strategic allies and supported each other during several crucial stages of national growth. In the future, this bond can be strengthened even more, Koona stated. According to Koona's observations, official and civil interactions between China and Sri Lanka have spanned a variety of activities and projects in both countries over the last 10 years. Both populations had previously harbored positive impressions of one another, but this has changed due to China's debt trap diplomacy. The Belt and Road Initiative and projects supported by China have significantly contributed to Sri Lanka's economic growth. When I was at Tsinghua University earlier, I discovered that many Sri Lankan students want to return home and work for Chinese companies there, Koona remarked. In the same way that the British East India Company taught clerks in England to represent Britain's interests in Sri Lanka, Chinese people are colonizing China. Chinese support for globalization has been high, according to Koona. Sri Lanka has profited from globalization and fully believes in it. The Chinese government's effort to strengthen globalization has been praised. Wealth and prosperity are the results of globalization. Due to increased global connectedness, which enables countries' products to more easily reach profitable markets, many developing countries have been able to pull sizable portions of their populations out of poverty, Koona noted. He stated, "We salute China for its amazing success in bringing its people out of extreme poverty." Over the past few years, Koona claimed to have traveled to China more than 18 times and seen the country's transition from poverty to riches. The use of heavily leveraged debt. Koona said, "Today, China has fantastic modern cities, but the countryside is still impoverished and in shambles. A very impressive highway network, the most impressive high-speed rail network in the world, eye-popping technology, and most cities are very green. What China has done under the dedicated leadership of the Communist Party of China, CPC, is remarkable. It's unique. No other country has achieved the goal of eradicating extreme poverty." Koona thought that the CPC's very clear, party-centric policies were one of the causes of such a drastic change in China. This approach has ruined the environment in China, and the populace there now lives in a totalitarian regime with severe brainwashing and no freedoms. I think the firm and carefully calibrated policy that China has adopted could be something you should not learn from. But China's path is its own, its model toward development, he said. It's focused toward a specific group. It's a development that takes into account the party first. Koona stated that Sri Lanka aspires to end extreme poverty, improve life, and provide its citizens with a higher standard of living. The ambassador pointed out that China's emphasis on nature protection and the country's scientific education system are two lessons Sri Lanka should not take from that country as it currently faces various difficulties. Sri Lanka has been warned, but it must identify its advantages and work to build upon them to become a nation distinct from China in the future, according to Koona. All these have contributed, in my opinion, to make the remarkable and very impressive China debt bubble of today, he said. The Chinese model, however, was poorly thought out, solely benefited the Communist Party, completely damaged the environment, and spurred a lot of pointless development attempts.